Hi everyone, and welcome to week 6. You are almost finished with this class. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you for your patience this week with me being out of town. I hope I've responded to everyone's emails when you had questions, and I will have everything graded up through week 5 by Wednesday. That is my goal. So if you have a question about anything, please let me know. And I do apologize, this week just got away from me with being out of town. So we're going to go ahead and take a look what's going on in week 6. Oh, and just a note too, I understand that access was a pain for a lot of you, as I think it's just a pain in general. But so I will definitely be keeping that in mind as I'm grading. So please don't stress too much about those assignments. Hopefully you found Word much easier, and I think you will find PowerPoint much easier this week as well. All right, so let's take a look at what we're doing this week. And you'll notice right off the bat there's not quite as much due because you also have an opportunity to practice for your final exam, which would be, that's all you're doing next week. And just a note right here, as you can see, everything, including your final, everything is due next week by April 22nd, that Friday. So, a little less than 2 weeks, but I can't accept any work past that date because I have to get grades in. So if you have any pending work, I know some of you have had some extenuating circumstances, so just make sure everything is turned in by that date. All right, so this week, guys, in your books, you are actually reading chapters 15 and 16. Some of you may have already read these from my mistake earlier in the semester, in the term, but you should go ahead and probably look over them again. If you have already read them, they'll help you this week. So this week you really only have 4 tasks. You have 2 discussion questions, and then you have 2 small PowerPoint projects. So let's take a look at the discussion question. The first one is thinking about any of the good PowerPoint presentations you've seen or done. What are some of their characteristics? Post your initial response by Wednesday, respond by Friday. If you don't hit that 150 word mark, I'm trying to not, hold you completely to that, but try to get between, 100 and 150. That's just a really good, robust response, more than just a few sentences. And then you have on the flip side, discussion question, what are some bad presentations that you've seen? Why do you think so? Tell us a little bit about it. And then respond to your classmates by Friday. So that's 2 discussion questions that we're doing this week. And then you have 2 projects. And the first one is in your book on page 400. All right. And this is a PowerPoint project thinking using shapes, not shapes, just charts and tables. This video also talks about shapes, but really you're just using charts and tables, and you can really just use your book to help you, but if you need a little extra help, this video can help you as well. So make sure that you also are looking at your rubric, all right? And so you want to make sure that all of the information is entered in the chart correctly and in the table correctly, and it's formatted correctly, and then the same thing for the chart, okay? And that's slide 2 and slide 3. And these will be from the assignment files. All right, and then also make sure your spelling, grammar, all that stuff is correct. And then you have the PowerPoint Project 3. And this one is thinking about animations and transitions and sounds. And this starts on page 402 in your book. Just make sure that you read those instructions carefully, the rubric. But there are 2 videos here that can help you if you also want to watch them. They're short. There's one about animations and transitions, and there's one about sound. And then here's your rubric down here. You want to make sure that the slide has the correctly formatted subtitle text. So you can see it's a little specific because the project is kind of asking you to do these specific things. So this is what I'm looking for when I'm grading. And that slide 2 has a correct transition, and slide 3 has a transition that was described in the book. And then slide 3's bulleted list has the correct animation. So make sure that you're following those directions closely. All right, and then you will notice there's a link to it here, but I'm going to click back on modules, and you can also see down below. I'm going to scroll, not trying to make anybody seasick here, to week 6. This is what we were just looking at. And then here, this also will open up. This is a practice for the final exam. So let's just take a look at what you have access to here. All right, so this right here explains a little bit about what the exam topics are. So you can click on it, and it should open up, yeah, here. All right, and you will have a multiple choice, obviously, in Canvas. We used to have Blackboard, and everything is the same except their learning management system has changed, so just ignore that thing about Blackboard. But your final exam will have two sections. You'll have a multiple choice test, and then you will also have to complete some little projects in each of the I can't talk today, in each of the applications we've learned about except Access, so don't worry about that one. All right, so you will have to know this stuff for Excel, this stuff for PowerPoint, these things for Word. These are some of the things that will be on the test. This is some of the stuff that will also be covered from the beginning of the class, the things about hardware and software and internet. So these are just some of the topics that you should be somewhat familiar with. You have plenty of resources at your disposal, so make sure that you use those. All right, and then this is a practice multiple choice test. You can it doesn't obviously count for anything, but you can click through that and take it and practice. You'll see it's a lot like what you'll see when we do our final. And then right here, this kind of mimics the other part of the final exam. I'll let this pull up and I'll show you. So you'll have the test, and then you'll have to complete and turn in some projects. So this one right here kind of walks you through what to do, all right? And you're using Excel to make some calculations, and then you're taking this spreadsheet and a chart, all right? And you're working on it and inserting things into a letter and doing some things in PowerPoint. So this is very similar to what your final exam will be like. And here are the files you would need to complete that. You just can click on those and download them. So that is what we are doing, you guys. We are almost done. Like I said, next week, this is all you'll have to do is your final exam, and that will open up. And I might try to open the final up a little early if you guys want to start working on it next weekend. So that will probably be what I will do, because it is ready to go. So that will probably unlock next Friday on the 14th. All right, guys, have a great week 6. If you need anything, let me know. I'm here for you, and good luck.